So let's begin with one of our greatest franchise right now on database, that is Iron Fist. Now this wiki about Iron Fist is actually um, it wasn't originally planned to be included in our competition for WWE Hall of Fame conference, but I might include it later on. But I just wanted to create a video today to talk about Iron Fist. He's probably one of my favorite characters at Marvel right now. And I also wanted to encourage our fans to use the search function on our collector's museum. It's very helpful. They have some very good features. So let's get into it. Iron Fist Power Man Volume 1 and issue 48. So, Iron Fist is one of those mystical heroes in Marvel that's one of the most powerful heroes. He gets very little respect either because he's too much related to the kung fu era of Hollywood or kung fu era of Hong Kong cinema, and also because he's kind of like an outsider either in Asian culture but also in Western culture. So he's kind of in the middleman, but he usually doesn't shine very much in crossovers and events. He usually provides a background for things to happen, exactly like we saw in House of M, where they had the house, in AVX, where they house the Avengers from the X-Men in this dimension. I want to see more from Iron Fist becoming more of a leader, someone who takes charge, and who becomes even more of a leader than Captain America. So in this feud, we have Iron Fist. That's one of his early feats when he first met Luke Cage, when Luke Cage became Power Man. In Power Man 48 title, Face of Iron Heart of Stone, Iron Fist performs a super strength feat. As a partner, the young dragon fights Power Man for the first time. To the battle, Iron Fist punches Luke Cage 100 meters away with 2 buildings. How much super strength does it take for Iron Fist to punch Luke Cage 100 meters away to the two buildings? So this image is a licensed image, and I couldn't find a better resolution for the image, so you're gonna have to forgive me for this, but that's pretty much the best I could come up with. But this is the beginning where Iron Fist shows up behind Luke Cage and he punches him through 2 buildings. This is what they call the full force of the Iron Fist. He essentially punched him across the street. Now the thing about the Iron Fist is that it's a mystical power that can do very impressive things. Iron Fist is able to essentially withstand nuclear explosions. He's able to punch to still stop trains from accelerating and getting into accidents. In this one, he essentially punched Luke Cage throughout the titanium like skin. Let's go to the calculations. So Danny Rand hit Luke Cage with the Iron Fist, sending him through 2 buildings, but we use Luke Cage's ability to calculate the barrel of the Iron Fist. In Hero for Hire 1, we find out that Luke Cage has titanium steel skin from an accidental research experiment. So that's from the experiment with the Bernstein process, which was the first experiment for the Super Soldier Serum. We use this statement to calculate the power of the Iron Fist. Since Luke Cage has titanium steel skin, we can compare the Young's modulus of both metals. We know the Young's modulus is measured with the material's elasticity. So the thing is, with this one, it's actually a composite of titanium and steel. But I don't know. I can't find any metal that is a composite of titanium. So titanium and steel metal alloy. So I had to use the one that has the higher value for the EOS modulus, which is titanium. So in this case, titanium has a value of 160. No, well, so it's still has the higher value. So titanium has a value of 160 gigapascals, whilst it has a value of 20,000 times to 10 pascals. And still has the EOS modulus. Since we don't know the competency, we use value of steel to estimate its durability, Newton per meters squared. So I did two calculations. First, to find the durability of leakage in skin in terms of titanium. So in terms of steel, so I had to do a conversion from pascals to Newton per meter squared. So I used that because I needed to find the force of iron fist, punch. And then the second calculation was how actually the explosion exploding to a building and destroying a building. So that has to do with shear stress and essentially using tons of TNT in explosions. So we calculate the force necessary to move leakage. We use 20 times 10 to the 10 newtons per meter squared. You multiply that by 1.98 meters squared. So that's because of the height of the cage. Because we have to get it in newtons to find the total energy. Let's calculate the power of the iron fist. We can estimate that leakage when through to buildings 100 meters apart. So it takes 10 tons of TNT to destroy a building. So essentially, it's kind of really interesting how power levels work, because that punch should be able to level a city, but hitting someone like leakage with the punch just destroys two buildings. So you pretty much absorb most of the power of the punch with its durability. The rest was just the blast wave, if you will. So we topple the second building, we're adding 4.2% to 10 joules. That's pretty much the amount of tons of TNT it takes to destroy the buildings. So you take 510. You take So we take 51 million newtons, we multiply that by 500 meters to get the energy, and then we add that to the force of necessary to destroy two buildings, which is 4.2% to the 10 joules. Then divide that by 1 second to get the power in watt. So essentially watts is joules per second. So the energy is in joules, and then you divide it by 1 second, you get the power in watts. So that's the power of the iron fist punch. 5.4% to the 12 watt. So iron fist is essentially able to generate the force of the nuclear explosion with its iron fist at full force. I think he may be able to do even more than that, because I've seen places where he punched out a train that was trying to destroy the Kunlun dimension, which is actually out of phase with our Earth. But the Kunlun dimension is pretty much a pocket dimension, and it takes a lot of power just to be able to destroy a dimension. So probably on the order of like solar system to galaxy level at least. So I think it would take probably more than just city level power to the iron fist. The iron fist has almost unlimited amount of power. So I said, hitting the location with the full force of the iron fist, then you have to generate the power of the nuclear bomb. Really, that power man with 5.4% to the 12 watts of power. Iron fist generated 51 million newtons in order to send leakage by into buildings. Iron fist had to generate a city level of super strength. So let me go back to the peak rating. The issue that you punch leakage just by